Welcome back to Roslyn Court. My name is Morag Butler, and tonight we have Kath Tait from the comfort of her living room. She's filmed for us a series of videos wearing a series of outfits, each one more bizarre than the last. Hi, Kath. And we'll be watching that in a minute. We have to say happy birthday, Sandra. And also, John is off camping, so we've got Brian doing the sound this evening, and Phil is in charge, so he's heady with responsibility. The raffle this evening is rather exciting because Kath has sent not only her CD, is that showing? Yeah, Lentils, but also her songbook, which is called An Odd Number of Songs, which has the songs in there, so you can learn them yourself, and they've got the chords and the words and everything. So that's a really good thing to win this evening. And then second prize is, of course, the emergency toilet roll from Who Gives a Crap, which is a wonderful company that donates half of its profits to charity, to water charities. The way you win the raffle is by donating to Kath. All the money from PayPal goes to Kath, or by joining in the live chat. Okay, so that's what you can do. I'm going to sing a song that gives you a chance to put on the kettle or get a drink or whatever, you go to the toilet, whatever you want to do. It's a Tom Waits song. I'm going to sing it like that. Well, she's up against the register with an apron and a spatula, with yesterday's deliveries and a ticket for the bachelors. She's a moving violation from her conch down to her shoes, just an invitation to the blues. And he feels like Cagney, and she looks like Rita Hayworth at the counter of the Schwab's drugstore. He wonders if she might be single. She's a loner, likes to mingle. Got to be patient, try to pick up a clue. She said, how you gonna like her? Over medium or scrambled, he said. Anyways, the only way, be careful not to gamble on a guy with a suitcase and a ticket getting out of here, in a tired bus station, in an old pair of shoes. Ain't nothing but an invitation to the blues. But he can't take his eyes off her, gets another cup of java, and it's just the way she pours it for him, joking with the customers. Mercy, mercy, Mr. Percy, there ain't nothing back in Jersey but a broken down jalopy of a man you left behind, and a dream that he was chasing, a battle with the booze, and an open invitation to the blues. But she used to have a sugar daddy and a candy apple caddy and a bank account and everything, accustomed to the finer things. Probably left her for a socialite, and he didn't love her except at night, and then he's drunk and never even told her that he cared. So they took the registration and the car keys and her shoes, and left her with an invitation to the blues. 'Cause there's a Continental Trailways leaving local bus tonight. Good evening, you can have my seat, I'm sticking around here for a while. Get a room at the Squire, the filling station's hiring. Thank you. Okay, so Kath Tait is a singer-songwriter from New Zealand, but now living in London. She writes about her life as a carer, a hippie, an itinerant bard, and as a whole food freak. She's described as wonky and eccentric. She's an empathetic and intelligent lyricist, however. She has this songbook called An Odd Number of Songs, which has lyrics, chords, and cartoons. And you can get that if you want it and you don't win it. You can get it from kathtait.bandcamp.com. She's sent us a CD and a songbook, which is great. You can, hopefully, somebody will win it in the raffle. And you win it by donating to Kath via www.roslyncourt.com/donate, which is running across the bottom of your screen, or by joining in the live chat during the concert. And, well, we all need a bit of a cheer up here, so let's pass over to Kath Tait. Yay.
Good evening. My first husband was a fascist, and he died of spontaneous combustion upon hearing me composing socialist anthems in the kitchen. So this is a song that killed my first husband. Lots of people think when they own their own homes they can keep the immigrants out of their living zones. Strangers and foreigners are everywhere, but they don't bother me, no, I don't care. Take a look at yourself and you just might find a stranger or a foreigner in your own mind. So be kind to yourself and have some care for strangers and foreigners everywhere. Lots of people worry deep inside their hearts about what other people do with their private parts. Gays and lesbians are everywhere, but they don't bother me, no, I don't care. Take a look at yourself and you just might find you're a little bit that way inclined. So be kind to yourself and have some care for gays and lesbians everywhere. Cold hearts, closed minds, cold shoulders from people who don't like change. They say variety is the spice of life, then they all try to act the same. Lots of people think that they're totally cool and they frown upon the poor town fool. Foolish people are everywhere, but they don't bother me, no, I don't care. Take a look at yourself and you just might find a big fat dickhead in your own mind. So be kind to yourself and have some care for fools and dickheads everywhere. What kind of a civilization where small-minded prejudice reigns? Inferior behavior from creatures with superior brains. But lots of people think when they own their own home they can keep the immigrants out of their living zone. Strangers and foreigners are everywhere, but they don't bother me, no, I don't care. Take a look at yourself and you just might find a stranger or a foreigner in your own mind. So be kind to yourself and have some care for strangers and foreigners everywhere. This is the tragic tale of the incompetent tourist and the disastrous train trip. It was a complicated timetable, I couldn't get it right. Was reading it without my glasses on the train at night. Well, I missed the next announcement that said passengers all change. Spent all night at that station in the rain. Right timetable, wrong train. Right timetable, wrong train. I thought I'd go and see my uncle in New the right ticket. The train left at the right time. To my horror I was put off at Newcastle under Lyme. I approached the station master to inquire. He said, right town, wrong shire. Right town, wrong shire. And I've been all around this country on the wrong train at the right time of year when the tourists came. I was here for the scenery while the weather was all right. I didn't see the scenery. I was traveling by night, and I've been all around on the wrong train. I set off for Aberdeen in my sandals and my shorts, but I forgot to pack the winter woolies I had bought. While I stood there at the station with the northern lights aglow, when an east wind whistled round my ears and suddenly it snowed. Right town, wrong clothes. Right town, wrong clothes. I took the right train for Yorkshire. I got off in the wrong town. The conductor said, don't worry love, as the stars were shining down. Well, I found the right hotel and ordered the right champagne when I realized I'd left all of my baggage on the train. Right champagne, baggage on the train. Right champagne, baggage on the train. And I've been all around this country on the wrong train at the right time of year when the tourists came. I was here for the scenery while the weather was all right. I didn't see the scenery. I was traveling by night, and I've been all around on the wrong train. Now my money's all gone. I've been foolish as can be. I paid Piccadilly prices for sandwiches and tea. I'll have to earn my plane fare home, working in a London bar, and New Zealand seems appealing from afar. Some say it's not the most exciting place to be, but right now 60 million sheep seem inviting to me. Well, I'm a complicated tourist on the wrong train of thought. I came for a nice vacation, but my plans have come to naught. I sent postcards to my family saying it surely was a lark. I've seen every railway station in this country in the dark, and I've been all around on the wrong train. This is a song I wrote to amuse myself after I had a disastrous week with the household budgeting, and I accidentally spent all my wine money on organic vegetables. I've really gone organic. If I see my little manic, it's because I'm on organic cocaine. Down at the organic bar, I smoked an organic cigar and drank organic vodka and champagne. For vitality, it's a guarantee, cause it's such a natural thing to do. But as soon as they produce organic solvents for abuse, maybe we could sniff organic glue. Organic faggots, stuffed with organic maggots, very nice, but not twice, thank you. Organic cyanide, what's the use of that apart from healthier organic dead rats? Organic's so expensive cause the farming's not extensive, but there's a cheaper way, you can be sure. If you eat organic food and save up your organic poo and sell it to organic farmers for manure. In organic crimpling, I sift organic gasoline to get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. But I regret I lit an organic cigarette and set myself on organic fire. I've really gone organic. If I seem a little manic, it's because I'm on organic cocaine. Down at the organic bar I smoked an organic cigar and drank organic vodka and champagne. This is a story from my favourite London bus, the 214, which runs from Highgate Hill to Moorgate. The 214's a wonky bus, the journey can be arduous. From Highgate Hill it rumbles down through Royal Oak in Kentish Town. The driver stops at Plender Street to board the customary queue. The passengers will have to move to seat 3 shrunken sisters. They're just 3 shrunken sisters with greying hair and whiskers. They walk like frail snails. We all hail the pale, frail snails. When 3 old girls are safely stowed, the bus continues down the road and stops at Royal College Street to unload 3 shrunken sisters. The 214, it creaks and groans with the arguments and the mobile phones and the shopping trolleys in the aisles. It rumbles on for miles and miles. And when it gets to Plender Street to board the antiquary queue, the passengers will have to move to seat 2 shrunken sisters. They're just 2 shrunken sisters, weighed down with bags of biscuits. They look like wise old owls. One smiles and the other scowls. When 2 old girls are safely stowed, the bus continues down the road and stops at Royal College Street to unload 2 shrunken sisters. The 214, it shivers down through a cold and wintry Camden town. The windows are jammed open and the heating system's broken. The driver stops at Plender Street to board the solitary queue. The passengers will have to move to seat 1 shrunken sister. Just 1 shrunken sister, the Grim Reaper must have missed her. Perhaps he didn't like to kiss her crispy frozen whiskers. When 1 old girl is safely stowed, the bus continues down the road and stops at Royal College Street to unload 1 shrunken sister. Summer's come to Camden Town. The trees are blooming all around. The 214 is boiling hot with the heaters on and the windows locked. It's been a while since we took that ride, since the last of the shrunken sisters died. The bus pulls up at Plender Street and right before our eyes are 3 shrunken sisters at the bus stop waiting. Well, yes, we're still alive. They say we've just been hibernating. My second husband was a very quiet man who hardly ever spoke, except occasionally to say, "Pass the butter." Sometimes I wonder what you think. Sometimes I wonder what you think about me. Times I wonder what you think I think about you. Because I do think about you. I read your diary yesterday to find out what you think about me. To find out what you think I think that you think. But you wrote it in invisible ink. You take your own course in life. You keep your thoughts to yourself. You don't talk to me at all. Don't even talk to yourself. You don't say boo to a goose. Have you got a screw loose? What's the use of a recluse? You're so hard to seduce. Shall we call a truce and have a smooch? Is your brain a void? Are you feeling paranoid? Bet you'd be annoyed if we employed Sigmund Freud. Perhaps your silence is an art. I never even heard you fart. Perhaps your heart's been torn apart by some old tart. Perhaps the cat's got your tongue. You always find yourself alone. You never use the telephone. But once I spied you through the window, talking to the garden gnome. Well, you finally spoke a word after 45 days. You even spoke a whole phrase. You said, "Sod off and mind your own business." This is a song I wrote for my third husband. It's a kind of wonky love song for my third husband who is in prison for fraud. This is for you, Horatio, you scoundrel. You lovely geranium, your eyes shone like uranium. You filled me with delirium, potassium and magnesium. When you floated away on helium, I lost my equilibrium. You ran off with my inheritance, but I've still got the memories. You blooming geranium, sweet as any sugar plum, with your unhealthy curriculum of opium and laudanum. Our love swung like a pendulum from harmonium to pandemonium. Seems that you were forging my signature while I was counting the memories. When times got wearisome, you flirted fiddle-de-dum, and I'll bang on a blibber-tum about these rose-tinted memories. During the time I was a psychotherapist, I learned an awful lot of confidential information, some of which was far too interesting to remain confidential. This is what one of my clients was getting up to. She snuck through the hole in the hedge so she could visit her neighbour's husband. She got through the window and into his bed, and they flopped around like two fish out of water. Then she come home to her own dear one, who stood there solemnly watering cabbages. He had not an inkling of what she had done, but her mind was full of love's rampant ravages. Dum-dee-dum, dum-dee-dum, da-da-da-da. Now her own dear one was a grump in the morning, complaining of how life was so boring, thinking about his worries and strife, thinking about his life and his wife. But she was lurking with bottles of Valium, plotting a plan for constraining and framing him. She put a pill in his cup of tea, sent him outside to water the peas. Then she snuck through the hole in the hedge so she could visit her neighbour's husband. She got through the window and into his bed, and they flopped around like two hippos in springtime. Then she come home to her own dear one, who'd fallen asleep between two rows of cabbages. He had not an inkling of what she had done, but her mind was full of love's rampant ravages. Dum-dee-dum, dum-dee-dum, da-da-da-da-da. Then she goes out to buy a new dress to forget her shame and her husband hopping, but knowing she never could ever confess, finds that there is no comfort in shopping. So she comes home to her own dear one, only to find there's nobody home. He's not in the garden watering peas, picking the peaches or pruning the trees. So she snuck through the hole in the hedge so she could visit her neighbour's husband, but there was no room for her in his bed. He was flopping around with her husband instead. Oh, she wailed, look what has prevailed. I am framed by my own game. I am a fool for breaking the rule. I promise I'll never be naughty again. But they didn't hear, they were lost in their spasms, shrieks and cries and loud orgasms. They were lost to love's rampant ravages. She was left to water the cabbages. Dum-dee-dum, 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 da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dee-dum, dum-dee-dum, dum-dee-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Time for a serious song. This is called The Childless Mother. I was born way down in a valley. I was born in a valley so small, far away from civilization. Hardly knew the wide world at all. When I was a child, I played by the river, so wild. I grew up to be a childless mother and a motherless child. The raging waters of got no songs. They lost touch with where they came from. I know where I belong. The raging waters of Waitaki, sing your song to me. I'll come back when I'm old and cranky, come back when I'm 93, come back to drown in the river, float down over mossy stones. I'll be a spirit of the water, the river, it will guard my bones. I grew up to be a childless mother, lived a life so free and wild. Years went by and as it happens, I became a motherless child. Got no roots, I got no branches, got no ties to keep me here. When I'm gone there'll be nothing left, just a ripple in the atmosphere. I was born way down in a valley, I was born in a valley so small, far away from civilization, hardly knew the wide world at all. When I was a child I played in the hills, I roamed the hills so wild. I grew up to be a childless mother in a motherless child. The rugged hills of North Otago are the hills that made me wild, where the wind sings like a ghostly spirit to the young and undefiled. I'll go back to die in the hills and lay down in the rocks and stones. I'll be a spirit of the land, the hills will guard my bones.
Words and so clever. I'm really having a lovely time. Now, Kath Tait, as you know, has a bit of an organic whole food habit, which does not come cheap. So if you are in a position to donate to her, that would be really wonderful, and it could keep her in lentils, which would be wonderful. Thank you very much. We're going to go back to Kath now, and for her second half. Yay!
This is a song called Lentils, and it's about the consequences of having wasted one's youth. Life was cheap, our thoughts were deep. We did not wash for 40 weeks. We ate the brown rice and the lentils. We thought we were so existential. We did not weep, we took a leap to the bottom of the social heap. The view was clearer than from the top. Our wisdom flourished, our wealth did not. The social ladder was too steep. We watched our friends climb up so high, and we watched them wave bye-bye, disappearing in the sky. We smoked a pipe, we grew a beard. The neighbors thought that we were weird. Yes, we were weird, but we were not glum. Wasting our youth was too much fun. We were not dense, we lived in tents to cut down on bills and rent. Under umbrellas, we ate the lentils. We thought we were so environmental. We did not mope, we bought the dope with the money that we saved on soap. We made our choices and there was time, so if things went wrong we could change our minds. The corporate ladder was too steep. We watched our friends climb up so high, and we watched them wave bye-bye, disappearing in the sky. We smoked a pipe, we grew a beard. The neighbors thought that we were weird. Yes, we were weird, but we were not glum. Wasting our youth was too much fun. Was it uncouth to spend our youth throwing parties on the roof? Our new friends were not respectable. Our old friends became aloof. We wrote a poem like Leonard Cohen about not knowing where we were going, and so we stumbled through the years chasing a stream of peculiar ideas, while the mice, the ticks and lice, the weevils thrived in the brown rice. The days went round, our lives did go. The price of lentils stayed reasonably low. And we've no regrets about the debts or the savings we did not collect. We'll spend our old age eating lentils with no spare cash for non-essentials. There'll be no trips on luxury ships, no new false teeth or plastic hips. And as for choices, there's nothing left but to become Buddhist nuns, I guess. I've been a singer-songwriter for over 45 years now, and I've never had a record contract. I thought you might like to know why. The truth is I'm not very sexy. I'm not very sexy at all. These things that should excite and entice me simply fail to enthrall. I'd rather have a good hot dinner. I'd rather have a nice cup of tea. I'll never make much of a sinner. Sex is not for me. The psychiatrist says I'm unhappy. He says I must be in despair. But I search through my feelings and emotions, and I don't care. Although I did have sex with a psychiatrist, but only 'cause he offered me a cheaper rate. I lay there like a sack of potatoes. The psychiatrist thought that it was great. The truth is I'm not very frisky. I'm not very frisky, I say. I'd rather have a bottle of whiskey any day, which is why I haven't got a record contract. I'm getting old and I'm not frisky, and I drink and I don't prance around and shake my bum cakes, and I have a tendency to say what I think, which is why I haven't got a record contract. The record company was not impressed because I didn't proposition the executive, and I didn't have a song about sex. And the truth is I'm not very sexy, and I don't look like I'm about to go out whoring, which is why I haven't got a record contract. Or maybe it's because my songs are boring. This song concerns my cousin Sally's diabolical navigations into the philosophical quagmire of religious propagandism and the acquisition of spiritual and ontological prosperity, producing nefarious ramifications concerning ecclesiastical phenomena and leading to enlightenment through digestive parochialism. Poor dim Sally from old Vim Valley, she was taken in by the Moonies. Her friends said they would rather be dead than sucked in by a bunch of loonies. Her mother cried and her father nearly died to see their Sally being hypnotized and listening to strange philosophical lies and giving all her money to the guru. While dancing to the tune of the reverend moon, Sally was benevolent and breezy, but it made her sad to see her mom and her dad being hypnotized by the TV and giving all their money to the politicians who wasted it all on their greedy ambition. And Sally was obsessed with her dubious position, enlisting more disciples for the guru. Poor dim Sally from old Vim Valley, she went knocking on doors, explaining her views and proclaiming the news, naming the Moonies' laws, when she came upon a mysterious charmer who appeared at the door in his pink pajama and talked her into following the Dalai Lama, and that's how she was rescued from the Moonies. Sally took a ferry to a monastery, whereupon she shaved her head. Her mother cried and her father said, "Why is our Sally so easily led?" The deprogrammers came to unravel her brain, but their threats and bribes were all in vain, and her poor mother, she did complain. Why can't we all just be nice Presbyterians? Now poor dim Sally from old Vim Valley was told to spend 11 days fasting, but her need for food was so basic and crude, and she really wasn't very good at lasting when they found her hiding behind a tree with a Marmite sandwich and a cup of tea. She said, "I wouldn't be a failure spiritually if I was the leader of my very own religion." So she became the guru of her own fringe sect. She got all of the money and all of the respect, and she made her disciples swear an oath to eat their way to spiritual growth. Have another sausage roll, have another cream bun, she said, sitting there on her big fat bum. They said we'll all be saved from being eternally glum. In Sally's own original religion. This is a song I wrote for my 17th husband, who was also in prison for fraud. I consider this to be the ultimate love gone wrong song. How could I give my heart to a bastard like that? Please, Mr. Bastard, can I have my heart back? Too much fiction and not enough fact. Well, love isn't blind, but it can't see around corners. How could I give my money to a bastard like that? Please, Mr. Bastard, can I have my money back? I didn't pay for all of that crap. Well, love isn't blind, but it's got the wrong glasses on. I tried to live in an innocent haze, away from the blues and the low-down days, but gone are the highs and the passionate sighs. When there's too many lies, well, true love dies, dies. How could I give my time to a bastard like that? Please, Mr. Bastard, can I have my time back? I didn't want to spend it like that. Well, love isn't blind, but I think it's got dyslexia. Love isn't blind, but it's got the wrong glasses on. Love isn't blind, but it can't see around corners. Love, 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 love. Money, 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 money. Bastard, 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 bastard. Love isn't blind, but it can't see around corners. This is a song about the King's Road in London, where everybody's beautiful but only briefly. So I wrote this when I was working over there as a carer, and I had time to sit around in cafes watching the locals. It's called The Fading Roses. On the King's Road, the fading roses, ectomorphic figures, isomorphic noses, growing old in fits and stages, struggling to hide their ages. Faint hope purchased in a jar is anti-wrinkle cream from Nivea. If you look closely, you can tell that it doesn't work too well. But you could have it if you want it, never fading or concealing. We have beauty if we feel it. Beauty is only a feeling. Beyond the King's Road are the scenes, beyond lost short-term memory. and hip replacement and tumor. Beauty is a sense of humor. In the mirror, that old face sees the truth without distaste. The truth is a much fairer deal. You're only as ugly as you feel. But you could have it if you want it, never fading or concealing. We have beauty if we feel it. Beauty is only a feeling. And in the fashion magazines that undermine our self-esteem, they worship thin and sickly creatures and tell us to imitate their features. But the beauty industry got no money out of we, who slouched around in unseemly poses and never gave a damn about looking like roses. And we could have it if we wanted, never fading or concealing. We have beauty if we feel it. Beauty is only a feeling. On the King's Road, elegant poses, ectomorphic figures, isomorphic noses, roses young and roses old, still believe the lies they're told, that a dress, a lotion or a diet will give them beauty if they buy it. All that love and money wasted, and the real thing still not tasted. And you could have it if you want it, never fading or concealing. We have beauty if we feel it. Beauty is only a feeling. Okay, well, this is my last song for the evening, folks. So thank you very much for listening to me, and thanks to Morag for organising this virtual event. So I've tried to keep my introduction short and sharp, and because I know what it's like to watch people waffle on and retune their guitars, but I thought this is my last song, so I'll waffle on and retune just for this particular song. So I hope you all have a safe virtual trip home. And this is a cycling song to help you on your way. Of course, I wrote the song based on real experience, not virtual. Real hard experience on the streets of London. Okay, that's the end of the old Chinese folk song. Sorry about that. I cycle bravely and I cycle without fear. Cycle with the sounds of road rage ringing in my ear. Cycle for the planet, I cycle for the trees. Cycle so that we can have more fresh air to breathe. But mostly I just cycle cause I can't afford a car. Can't afford a bloody car, and walking is too far. I cycle like a Concorde, I cycle like a snail. Cycle like a stop sign of dirt and pints of ale. The motorists all hate me because I cycle slow, and because I cycle in the middle of the road. But mostly I just cycle cause I can't afford a car. Can't afford a car, and walking is too far. I signal left and I turn right. I go through red traffic lights. Crash with a Mercedes-Benz. Leave a scratch and a dent. He calls me a stupid prick. I call him a brainless jerk. I say, keep your hat on, mate. There's no need to go berserk. I cycle for my daily dose of carbon monoxide. And because I'm crazy and I'm drawn to suicide, you'll find me in traffic jams whistling a tune, following the motor cars, following the fumes. I breathe in pollution and I breathe out gasoline. I'm a cycling atmosphere, recycling machine. If you cycle on the footpath, the pedestrians despair. If you cycle in Hyde Park, the equestrians will sneer. I cycled in Selfridges, nobody seemed to mind. Went up and down the escalator 57 times. I cycle on the Euston Road, but I don't want to die. Cars and trucks would knock me down and squash me like a fly. You signal left and you turn right. I catch you at the traffic lights. You're driving a Range Rover. On the curve you take me over, then you get caught behind a bus. I pass you in a cloud of dust. We both meet at the next stop sign. We both get across town in about the same time. I cycle round New Zealand where the wind blows from behind. I cycled over glaciers, but only in my mind. I put on a spacesuit and cycled to the moon. They'll be putting cycle lanes in outer space real soon. We'll go round the universe on a bicycle. We'll take lots of Mars bars for fuel. I cycle in the rain, I cycle in a storm. Cycle till I'm tired and I'm frozen and forlorn. Cycle cause we have to improve air quality, and that is why the motorists should all give way to me. But mostly I just cycle cause I can't afford a car. Can't afford a bloody car, and walking is too far.
Yay. Wasn't that marvellous? Wasn't that fantastic? Fantastic stuff. Oh, Ruth Martin, you've won the CD and the book. That's brilliant. And Peter Gore, you've won the loo roll. Well done, you two. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much to Kath Tait. It's just brilliant. If you want to buy her CD, you can get it on Bandcamp. And thank you tonight for tonight's socially distanced team. We've got the live streaming director and photos, Phil, best boy and teleprompter, Chris, sound engineer, Brian, donations, chat, social mix, and everything, Jackson, Jody. Thank you so much. And next week, we have live in the studio, Katie Bradley and Dave Ferrer playing the blues. Following week, we've got the Beard Conspiracy in person here with an accordion, a guitar, a tuba, and beards, of course. Okay, and then on the 22nd of May, we've got Chris Fox and John Parker, who plays the double bass. And we've got an audience here. If you want to come and watch them, we've got a very few amount of tickets left. It's through We Got Tickets, so if you ring me, you can get my number on the website. On June the 3rd, we've got Polly Morris, who is said to be the love child of Bill Bailey and Victoria Wood. Whoa. June the 10th, we've got Brown Boots returning because they wowed us so much last time. Thank you, Kath Tait. You've been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I know you're watching. Thank you so much. We really, really enjoyed it. Thank you for performing for Roslyn Court tonight. That was great. Thank you all, everybody else, for supporting live-ish music by live chatting or donating. Let's keep music live and keep watching Facebook/Roslyn Court. If you want the links, it's on www.roslyncourt.com/concerts. And that will give you the details of all the live streams and the concerts that are coming up, and also all the links to the past events that are there. My name's Morag Butler. We hope that Sandra's had a good birthday. See you at 7:30 next Saturday for Katie Bradley and Dave Ferrer live here. Thank you very much. Bye. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Kath Tait. Thanks, Kath Tait. Brilliant.